Hi guys, Andy Henderson. I've got to ask you a question, guys, today. Does winging it cut the mustard? Does winging it cut the mustard in your business? Have you spent the last year, weeks, months winging it in your business? And is it working? It might have got you so far, but is it going to get you to where you really want to be? You know, because the business is the vehicle that's going to give you the life that you want in the future. And, you know, winging it will only get you so far. And actually what you might need is a map, a destiny map, because having a map to where you want to get to is ultimately going to help you get there, get to the top of your mountain, if you will. And I want to share with you, this is Secrets of the Successful, episode 7, and it's a really big one, and it's dead simple. You know, it's all about the map, and it's all about, you know, when you think of a map or a GPS, success GPS for instance, but you think of a GPS in your car, and you think about, you know, what are the core components that it needs? Well, there are only two. It needs to know where it is right now, and it needs to know where it is you want to go in the future. And we, as business owners, very rarely crystallize either of those two things. And it's so important to understand where you are now and where you want to go in the future. Because if you don't know those things, you are technically winging it. You don't know where you are, don't know where you're going, you're just moving, you're just trying to move forward. Every day you wake up, you want to be somewhere different in the afternoon when you finish work than where you started. But what if that different place that you were in the afternoon once you'd worked really hard was not in the right direction? What if it wasn't going to where you wanted to be? What if it led to a feeling on Friday evening when you'd worked 60 odd, 70 odd hours a week and you just felt like you weren't making progress even though you were working so hard? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is a big secret, and it's the simplest thing that you can do. And you know, we've got to go back in time a little bit. You know, one of the first people through Success GPS, he came on board, you know, really boisterous, really thinking he knew it all. I don't know why he came actually, and you know, he came in and he hadn't done his preparation, and when we went through the start of the program, he really didn't have a handle on his numbers, didn't know where he was, didn't know what was holding him back, didn't know what the obstacles were ahead. He was just moving at 100 miles an hour in every single direction, wasting time, effort and money, because ultimately he wasn't getting anywhere. And like I said with the GPS, the car needs to know where you are, it needs to know where you want to be in the future. And then once you've plumbed in those two details, it's going to get you there. Yeah, there might be some traffic accidents and some traffic accident, whatever, there might be some delays. But do you know what? When you've got a GPS and it's working right, it's going to reroute you. It doesn't say if you're on the way to Newquay, it's okay, we don't go to Newquay anymore because it's busy, go to London instead, you'll have a great time. No, it just indicates that there's a problem up ahead. Do you want to reroute to get you there quicker and safer? Yes, I do. Click the button, boom, off you go. Absolutely fantastic. And today I'm going to share with you exactly what it looks like at the start, because as business owners, we're on this, sometimes we get on this hamster wheel. We can feel like we're a slave to our business. We can feel like we're not getting to where we want to be. We've no momentum. We're not making progress towards that place we want to be. But one of the foundational parts that we need to work out is actually, where are we starting from? How many of you know right now where you're at right now in your business? Exactly where you're at. And I'm not just talking the facts. You might have a handle on your numbers, but what about all the other stuff? Not sure how to do that? Well, let me explain. So what I want to show you is exactly the start point of Success GPS. And how this came about was because, you know, back in my old career, you know, we were trying to move forwards, we were growing, we were trying to grow, we were on this hamster wheel, we just wanted more growth, more numbers, bigger numbers, and it didn't work. And in order to make a step change, we had to stop what we were doing, and we had to really understand where we were before we could start to make plans for where we wanted to be in the future. That makes sense, right? It's got to do, it's practical psychology. So how do we really laser guide and crystallize that place where we are now? Well, I'll tell you, and it's really important we do this. You know, we should do this quite often actually. So what we need to do is we need to understand the start point. Where are we starting from? What are the facts? What are the figures? What are the emotions involved as well? Because we're not just creating a plan here that's 40 pages long that we chuck in a drawer and never see the light of day again. What we're doing is creating a way of working that is laser etched on our brain, and it's super important that we follow these steps, and it's everything that I teach. So this is just one module of Success GPS, and it's the start point. So what do we need to cover off to understand exactly where we are? Well, first of all, what we need to know are the numbers. We need to do a high-level business audit. You know, what's your revenue right now? Last 12 months, what's your profit, gross profit, your net profit? Number of customers that you've served in the last 12 months. Number of hours you work a week over the last 12 months on average. Number of employees you've got. Cash in the bank, spare capacity, and anything else that you think is really important to your business. We need to really understand what those things are. You know, we've got the facts and figures right down. And I'm guessing if you do this exercise, you're going to see that some of those numbers you're going to look at and you're going to go, I feel like they should be better than that. I want them to be better. Some of those numbers you want them to be bigger, revenue, profit, you know, more customers. Some of them you want to be smaller. The hours a week you want to decrease maybe over 5-10 years. You don't want to be working 60, 70 hours a week. You want to be working maybe 20, doing the visionary stuff, doing the strategic stuff, the valuable stuff. So we need to know where you're at right now. We need to know the facts. But we also need to know, once we've got those facts, we need to understand what's holding you back. What are the obstacles that are holding you back in your business right now? Write them down in a list. Write them all down. Then you can think about prioritising that list. So write everything down. It could be sales, it could be marketing, it could be your own self holding you back. It could be time management. It could be you get too distracted. It could be you just don't believe, you've lost belief. You know, you've lost your mojo. It could be all sorts of things. It could be you're working too much in the business, not on the business, a whole manner of things. List them down. We need to know what's holding you back. And then what we need to know is exactly what the opportunities you have in front of you that you're not capitalising on today. Now that's a big one. What are the opportunities that you're not capitalising on today? Massive. Now get them down. All those ideas that you've had, all those things that are in your brain. I mean, your brain might be like a washing machine with a bunch of trainers all clanking round. You know, get them down. What are the opportunities that you have in your business today at the start point that you're not capitalising on that could help you move the needle on those numbers, move the dial? You know, turn those numbers up and some of them down. What are they? Write them down. And then an equally important part, and there's some practical psychology in this, and it's aimed to help you really emotionally resonate with where you're at the start point. What's your business look like today? What's the visual impression you've got of your business? Write it down, draw a picture. Where are you at right now? What's the visual image of your picture? You know, what does it look like? So think, you know, search your subconscious mind and, you know, write down what you think your business looks like. Like I say, maybe draw a picture or describe that picture. And then this is going to sound really weird. If your business was a sound, what would it sound like? So think of the sounds that are most prominent in your business at the moment. Is it your self-talk, negative self-talk? You can't do this, you're never going to be good enough, all that sort of stuff. Why are you doing it like that? You shouldn't be doing that, you should do this instead. You know, it could be that. It could be your customers complaining or actually celebrating how good you are. It could be your husband or your wife saying, you're never at home with the children. It could be all manner of things. It could be the sound of sirens. It could be the sound of a massive, powerful waterfall. What is the sound of your business right now? What is the sound of your business today? If your business was a sound, what would it be? And finally, to really crystallise where you are at the start point, what you need to know and what you need to write down is what does it actually feel like right now in your business? What does it feel like? What are the feelings? Could be positive, could be negative, could be a mixture, could be exciting, could be, you know, one person on my course recently said their day was filled with dread. Right now it was dread, a little bit of excitement, but usually dread, especially on Sundays. And you know, within 2 sessions, in 4 hours, we fixed that feeling and we got the excitement back, we got the mojo back. So that's it, guys. The start point is hugely important. You really need to. It might sound daft, you know. It might be. You might think, well, Andrew, you're a forward thinker. You know, you're one of the group. You should be concentrating on the destination. Well, you can't. You can't start thinking about where you want to be until you know where you are. And once you know where you are, you can then define where you want to be, and that path to get there becomes a lot clearer, especially when you're working with a Sherpa guide. So, guys, I'm Andy Henderson from Forward Thinking. It's been great to talk to you. This is Secrets of the Successful, episode 7. Got to tell you, I've got my next Success GPS course on the July the 16th. There are 3 places left on that course now. I'd love you to take part if you fancy really supercharging your business, creating a plan, creating clarity, belief, confidence, and creating a laser guided plan and a map to get you to where you want to be in your business, in your life, and create the business that's going to perform to the tune that's going to get you to the top of your mountain. Just let me know. Message me, hit me up on LinkedIn or Facebook, and I'll be right there and we'll talk about how it might fit for your business. Anyway, I'm Andy Henderson, your Sherpa guide. You've just got to remember one thing, guys. You're just one step away. See you all soon.